If you can write, start writing. If you can build, start building. That gift was not meant to stay hidden. It's not doing you any good, nor is it doing us any good as long as you keep it to yourself. The wealthiest place on earth is in the graveyards. Buried in those graves are hidden dreams, books that were never written, businesses never started, inventions never invented. I'm asking you to release what you have. God didn't give you that dream so that it could stay buried. We have a responsibility. God has entrusted us with gifts and talents. Don't live passively, just taking whatever life brings your way. Shake off the complacency and get focused. Where could you be at this time next year if you got rid of the distractions and you put all your effort into the main thing God put in your heart? You can do many things good, but you can't do many things great. Find that one thing and excel at it. Focus on your one thing and do it to the best of your ability.
Everything you've ever imagined is actually God's way of showing you a preview of a coming attraction that He has for you. When I was 10 years old, a teacher, she said, I want everybody to write what you want to be when you grow up. I wrote on my paper, I want to be on TV. So she got to me and she said, little Stevie, come to the front of the class. I figured this is a big moment for me. So I get up there and turns out she called me to the front. She said, who do you know on TV? Who in this school ever been on TV? Why would you write such a thing on your paper? She finally looked at me and said, and look at you standing there. You can't even talk.
It's easy to water down what God's promised us. I was believing for a nice house, but I guess this apartment will do. I guess I'm at least okay. No, okay is not who you were created to be. If you're going to become all you were created to be, you have to keep a fire in your spirit. Make room in your thinking for the abundant, more than enough life that belongs to you. No, you don't have to take up for God. Let me help God make this happen. God doesn't need that kind of help. He flung stars into space. He's not at a loss at how to turn your situation around. Don't reduce it to what makes sense to you. Don't let what you don't have talk you out of what God does have. By this time next year, you're going to see something God promised that you've already written off. You've settled, but you don't know what God is up to. He said, have I spoken it, and shall I not bring it to pass? God has some of these who would have ever thought blessings coming your way. Favor that doesn't make sense. What am I saying? Don't settle for a watered down version of what God promised you. There are dreams He's whispered to you in the night. Things that seem so big. Me have overflow in my finances, have more than enough. Or me be healthy, in shape, energetic. That may seem so unlikely. God wouldn't have promised it if He wasn't going to bring it to pass. Are you watering down what God promised? Talking yourself into it? Thoughts will tell you all the reasons why it's not going to happen for you. You're too old. You're too young. You don't have the talent, the education, the resources. None of that stops our God. But sometimes the reason we settle is life hasn't turned out the way we thought. Unfair things have happened. Now we've lost our passion. This is what happened to Abraham's father. He had 3 sons. One of those sons, a young man named Haran, died at an early age. Years later, God told him to leave the place he was living and move to Canaan, the promised land. And he started out that way. But when they came to the city of Haran, the same name as the son he lost, he got so discouraged that he gave up on his dream. But because of the loss, he chose to settle. If you're going to reach your destiny, you have to dig down deep and say, yes, I've been hurt, but I'm not settling here. We can all find a reason to live offended, angry, but if you'll refuse to settle, on the other side of that hurt is a new level of your destiny. Press past the disappointments. Press past those lonely nights. Amazing things await you if you just don't settle. Life has thrown you a curve. You have to get your fire back. God did not bring you this far to leave you.
See, once you commit yourself, the how will come. You will figure it out. You want to begin to just challenge yourself because you really don't know what you can't do. Once you think about the goals that you want to achieve, and I really want to challenge you to make up your mind that you're going to make that happen for yourself.
We all have things happen to us in life that we don't understand. We worked hard, but we didn't get the promotion. Or people that have turned on us. It's easy to live frustrated, fight against everything we don't like. We think that it's holding us back. But Psalm 119 says, everything serves His plan. The betrayals are serving His plan. The person that walked away is serving His plan. If that wouldn't have happened, you couldn't reach your destiny. What you couldn't see was God had something better. You may not like it, it doesn't seem fair, but it's serving His plan. When you understand that everything serves His plan, then you won't live frustrated when something unfair happens. The person that walked away wasn't a coincidence, it was God moving them away. We need to see difficulties in a new light. You can't reach your destiny without opposition, without betrayals. Why are you upset over something that's designed to move you forward? God wouldn't have allowed it if He didn't have a purpose. Nothing can happen to you without His permission. How do you know that closed door, that bad break, that disappointment is not setting you up, that coworker that always gets on your nerves? You know why they haven't moved? They're serving you. God is using them like sandpaper to rub the rough edges off of you. Sometimes it's going to feel like you're going backwards. You have to trust Him when you don't understand. Now the test, while it's not good, will you stay in faith? Will you believe that God is still on the throne? That what He started in your life, He's going to finish? Many of the challenges that you're facing now, they don't have anything to do with now. It's positioning you for something in your future. We don't grow in the good times. We prefer that much better, but we wouldn't reach our potential. We grow when it's difficult. That's why you can't pray away every challenge. If the situation is not changing, then God is using the situation to change you. If God made everything easy for us, we wouldn't be ready for where we're going. God has amazing things in your future. But to get there, you're going to have to defeat some big giants, outlast some strong opposition. You have to stand strong and show the opposition that you're more determined than they are. Every day you stay in faith. You thank God when nothing's happening. Your spiritual muscles are growing. You're getting stronger, more determined, developing a greater trust in God. Keep the right attitude. Keep doing the right thing when the wrong thing is happening. Don't be discouraged because nothing's happening on the outside, something's happening on the inside. You're getting stronger. God didn't lessen what came against you. He simply added to your strength. Now you can handle what you couldn't handle in the past. You may have been dealing with situations for a long time that are not improving. Fresh passion, a second wind so you can outlast what's trying to stop you. Don't go around, why did the door close? Why did these people betray me? I believe when it's all said and done, I'm not only going to come out, I'm going to come out better. Everything that's come against you is going to turn out for your good. Perhaps your hut is on fire today. I'm asking you to trust Him when you don't understand.